KVGC News Time, now 7 minutes after the hour. Here's what's going on in the news for this Friday. It's the 8th day of May for 2020. Well, the Amador Board of Supervisors held a special meeting Thursday afternoon to take public input on a plan to reopen businesses in the county following 7 weeks of shelter in place intended to slow the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. With Governor Newsom announcing that the state of California will be moving to allow lower-risk businesses to reopen, county officials are working to refine their own guidelines, both to provide procedures for local businesses to follow if they wish to open safely, and to meet state requirements that will allow local officials more control over COVID-19 prevention measures. The board received public input from in-person commenters, telephone, and video conferences. The vast majority of comments urged the board to allow businesses and other activities to resume as quickly as possible, mainly citing economic losses, but also the erosion of basic freedoms to move about, practice religion, and assemble. New guidelines from both the state and the county will ease restrictions on some, but not all, activities. Retail stores previously deemed non-essential, such as clothing, books, toys, or florists, will be able to open with curbside pickup, as will offices where telecommuting isn't possible. More risky activities, such as haircuts, gymnasiums, or dine-in restaurants, will not yet be allowed to open. Schools will remain closed, and no large gatherings, such as in-person church services or concerts, will be allowed. Questions remain around many topics, such as outdoor dining or camping, and a number of businesses that do not fit easily into any of these categories. To close the meeting, the board approved a letter to the state on the issue, pledging to cooperate with the state to work towards the reopenings. The subject will be further discussed on Tuesday at the regular Board of Supervisors meeting, and during his visit this morning, not only to preview next week's Board of Supervisors meeting, but Supervisor Pat Crew will give us his take and a rundown on yesterday's meeting further.
Well, at a special joint session of the Calaveras County Supervisors and Angels Camp City Council yesterday, public health officials briefed county and city lawmakers about Governor Newsom's latest efforts to move the state into Stage 2 from the COVID-19 pandemic while continuing to protect the public. Now, the plan allows for local jurisdictions to ask for variances based on their unique situations and attested abilities to manage against a projected COVID-19 surge. Calaveras public health officials like Amador County have been working to complete documentation to the state, requesting a variance to the state modifications, and there are plans to submit official documents. Now, among the approximately 24 public comments heard at the special session, which all called for opening county business, were local restaurants and a gym begging for relief, as well as a petition of 241 salon workers citing great hardship and the possibility that shortly they may not be able to come back from the impacts. The supervisor approved 5-0 to add an agenda item to next Tuesday's meeting, allowing for them to write a supportive letter to the state indicating the county is meeting criteria that will allow it to move forward through Stage 2.
And state regulators suspend a $200 million fine for PG&E. The fine was supposed to be paid to the state as punishment for the utility's responsibility in igniting a series of 15 wildfires that killed more than 100 people and destroyed more than 25,000 homes and other buildings between 2017 and 18 in Northern California. PG&E still will be punished by regulators in the form of nearly $1.9 billion that it cannot collect through higher electricity rates and other fees. Now, regulators are also placing restrictions that will force some of the $425 million in tax savings that the utility may realize from that $1.9 billion penalty to be passed along to its customers instead of funneled to its shareholders. In the meantime, the Public Utility Commission is scheduled to vote on an administrative law judge's recommendation to approve PG&E's bankruptcy plan on May 21st.
Well, Amador and Calaveras County residents will soon be able to enjoy our local lakes. Amador County Public Health has worked in collab with Amador County Environmental Health and Calaveras Public Health to approve reopening of both Lake Comanche and Lake Pardee with modified operations today. Now, both concessionaries, Base Camp Hospitality and Rocky Mountain Rec Company, in collaboration with East Bay Mud, proactively drafted proposals to modify their operations to provide safe access to the lakes. They're planning collaboration with local public health departments and commitment to clean, safe, and sustainable operations will allow boating and fishing while ensuring adequate social distancing. Amador County Public Health will continue to work in concert with Calaveras Public Health, providing guidelines for our local community to safely enjoy shared recreation areas throughout the pandemic.
And a projected budget deficit has come to light for California. According to Governor Newsom, the state will have a $54.3 billion budget deficit because of the coronavirus. According to state records, this will be the largest shortfall since the Great Recession of 2008. Unemployment then reached 12.3%. It could reach, this time, 18%. Concerning whether the state has enough money, most of its revenue is gained from retail sales and the income of our citizens. While most businesses have closed and more than 4 million people have filed for unemployment benefits, this means that those millions won't have salaries for the state to tax. Individual tax collections are projected to fall by more than 25%, while sales tax collections could fall as more as 27%. Taking a look at California's Rainy Day Fund, its budget shortfall is over $38 billion.
Well, attention all Sutter Creek business owners and donors. There's now a way to give and receive toward your local economy. Thanks to the local city council, $1,000 can be given under the Sutter Creek Small Business Relief Program. The program comes as a joint effort between the city and Amador Community Foundation. Donations and contributions are distributed in a form of forgivable, no-interest, no-payment loan to struggling businesses. Applications are being accepted now and can be found on the City of Sutter Creek website. Now, the deadline to apply for the first round of funding falls next Friday, May 15th, 5 p.m. City Mayor Robin Peters adds there's a need for donors by saying, quote, "Our businesses need your help, and they need it now. Please do everything you can to support them in this time of economic uncertainty so they'll be here when the haze clears and things return to normal." We'll find more info on applying or donating by visiting cityofsuttercreek.org.
And again, a reminder for you that due to the winds forecasted and the high temperatures, burning has been suspended in the Amador El Dorado Cal Fire unit again today. And that's a look at local news on a Gold Country Friday morning from the KVGC News Center.
I'm JD.
And I'm Jim Geedy reporting. Again, for the latest news, traffic, and weather 24 hours a day, be sure to visit our website at kvgcradio.com.